Year's, everybody.
It's come to the end, hasn't it?
Yeah, it has. We faced our fears again this year, and we came out for the better, I think.
I think better people in general.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, last year was a lot of fun. Don't get me wrong.
Mm-hmm.
But this was I think this was us firing on all cylinders.
Well, especially you. Like, the way the channel is, you do a lot of this stuff in your spare time. You know, this is really a big hobby for you, and you hit it all month long.
Well, thank you. I appreciate that. But you know, this channel it takes two to tango. And I wouldn't be doing this if it wasn't for you pushing me and goading me into doing it.
Pretty much dared you, yeah.
Yeah. But all things considered, it's a hell of a season, and it's not quite done yet because we still have a sacrifice.
Mm-hmm.
So I think I'm going to start making the incisions on, I guess, my own surgical product.
Okay.
Not exactly Lovecraftian, but we figure on the last couple days, including Halloween night too. Going back to a more traditional vibe, just because not that we've been Lovecrafted out, but
we're Lovecrafted out.
We're Lovecrafted out, but it's also
it's like putting up a Christmas tree. This is a tradition.
Yeah, it's a tradition, just like you've got to.
So we're gonna take this and turn it into a pie.
Yeah, turn it into a pie, and we're gonna eat the seeds. We're gonna.
That's it.
We'll do time-lapse photography. No. But yeah, you got to go back to tradition.
Yeah.
What's that song from?
Tradition.
That's all I know. But
I'm sure we can put that in somehow.
Yeah, we'll figure it out.
Mm-hmm.
But now it's time to start getting down to the guts.
Well, you're better with a knife than I am.
A little bit. We'll figure it out as we go along. You might want to take your drink off the table, because this is going to get pretty wobbly here for the first little bit anyways. And this reminds me of PewDiePie's video.
Oh yeah. I've never been more nervous seeing someone work a knife before.
As a chef, I get worried when I see anybody holding a blade that obviously doesn't know what they're doing.
Even me?
Especially you.
But I'm the older brother.
Yeah, but you're also family. I don't want to see you losing a finger over something so simple as knife blade.
Yeah, I lost my finger in a jack-o'-lantern accident.
Well, we work on making
that happens, you should say.
We work on making a better story for you. It was a monkey knife fight sort of thing. But
a monkey knife fight?
Well, you ain't lived till you've watched a monkey knife fight. What was that? Mo Sislak on the boat in international waters with Furious George. But no, if you haven't seen PewDiePie and his girlfriend carve a pumpkin, it's absolutely terrifying.
It is really tense actually. Like they have a blade that's not serrated, and they're kind of trying to saw the top off a pumpkin.
Yeah, it's just too big of a knife, and the way they're handling the blades and they're
brandishing the blade.
They both have big knives too. They're both like 8 inches.
I don't think they were even bracing the pumpkin like you are. They were just kind of like doing it.
No,
sticking a knife in.
I remember they were both going like that, and they both had their hands on it, kind of going.
Jeez.
Oh, it was absolute madness.
Yeah. So how was your Halloween this year so far?
It's been punctuated by moments of joy and a lot more people are into the season this year than I remember last year. Last year, it seemed like everyone was kind of rushing around to get stuff done. And, ooh, there we go. That's the business. So we're gonna try to save some of these seeds, because I actually do kind of want to cook some up. It's another part of the tradition of a jack-o'-lantern. But overall, I've enjoyed my Halloween, and it's one of those things. I got a dose of it on almost a daily basis. We did a lot of videos this month.
Yeah,
and it forces me to kind of be surrounded by it, even though I would love it.
Put your money where your mouth is.
Yeah, unlike other slow pokes. I try to deliver on what I say.
We're looking at you, Jeremy.
Jeremy. We're looking at you, Hantoon.
Hantoon.
Overall, though, I think everyone had a little bit more casual, relaxed time with it.
Yeah, that's kind of what I noticed. That maybe I'm just getting older. Well, I'm not getting younger.
Yeah.
And a lot of this stuff is for the kids.
It is, and it's to that point
It's like,
where
I'm an adult. I can drink and eat candy all night, any night I want.
I could buy all the candy I want, and I could eat it for supper.
Yeah.
And Halloween doesn't change that.
No.
For us, it's always been about movies, and it's always been about, I guess, the sideshow attractions or the byproducts of Halloween.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm just glad we were able to do our part. Maybe spin a different angle on it than most people, because not knocking other people, but bases are covered. Let's just say that.
Yeah.
On a yearly basis. We're both big fans of guys like James Rolfe at Cinemassacre.
Yep, he does good work.
He does excellent work, and
yep.
I can't believe it. He's on his 10th year, 10th year Monster Madness, and he's still finding ways to talk about the films he loves and inspire him, and also finding the new stuff.
Mm-hmm.
And he does it all with a joy, and that's what I like about this time of the year. Is it brings out a different side of a lot of people.
That's my favorite time of year because once you get through August, which is
nothing.
Well, yeah, summer's kind of a dead zone. Actually, there's not a whole lot going on in the summer that I'm interested in. But as soon as the fall starts kicking in, we have things like Thanksgiving and Halloween, and then shortly thereafter, Christmas.
Yeah.
And then New Year's, and then my birthday.
Yeah, and then it carries through, and then there's another dead period in the spring.
Yeah. So you were saying?
Yeah, about the Blair Witch. Just had a little snafu with the camera there.
Yeah. You're going to pieces, man.
Yeah, the Blair Witch was something that I think is probably one of the last, going to be one of the last long-standing modern horror kind of byproducts.
Well, it was. Did we actually review the Blair Witch?
We talked about it in last year's Halloween witch special. Mm-hmm. But like when you think of modern horror, there's not a whole lot. Like you have Scream and a whole lot of remakes. That's pretty much it. There are niche films that are good, like Last House on the Left and stuff like that. But they won't be around. Nobody's gonna go in there and see a Halloween costume for that stuff. But, even around the town, I've seen Blair Witch, that little wooden figure,
yeah, I've seen
stick
that.
figure. Mm-hmm. That's been around quite a bit. It's still on people's minds.
You know what we should have done? We should have waited until the last minute and started doing a creepy clown.
Oh yeah,
Halloween thing because
of us getting crap kicked out of us.
What?
Well, that's what I've heard.
Hopefully
Is fighting back against the clowns.
Well, we're not the clowns.
Well, I thought you meant we would dress up as clowns.
No. This whole thing, a few weeks ago, they were evacuating towns in the southeast U.S.
For that hurricane?
No, it was a clown named Matthew was coming up the East Coast, and people from Florida were getting out of town.
The clowns.
The clowns are coming in. Apparently, they're up in Sweden, as I understand it, as of last week.
Ugh, they're everywhere now. I personally haven't seen that, but then again, I'm not the kind of person to put myself in dangerous situations like that. In clown's way. Like some people are just asking for it. Like, oh, we saw a clown. We were walking out in the back trails in the middle of the night. Like, of course, the people. That's how you see creeps in general. And then you're actually more freaked out when you see a clown. I'd be freaked out just for seeing anybody out that late. All right.
Well, you're good at that.
She's looking pretty dang clean. There's a little bit more scraping to do. But overall, no, I'm very happy with this year for Halloween. I'm glad about the theme we did and how we pulled it off. But that also, it's funny because like you and me were thinking about next year halfway through, and we're not going to spoil it, but we have ideas.
Yeah, this is, well, for just about anyone who does YouTube videos, it's a fairly big month, fairly important. There's a lot to talk about and to do, and yeah, about halfway through, we kind of had an idea that I think was pretty good. Jack-o'-lantern is done.
Done. Well, just testing to see if the cap fits flush. And here's a little trick for you guys, is if you don't want the pumpkin to rot fast, you have to put an air hole in it at the top. So you just kind of cut a little notch, and it acts like a chimney.
I'm betting we're going to need a Band-Aid.
Oh, no.
By the end. We have to track that down later.
That's gone forever. It's part of the apartment. But no, when you do that, it stops the smoke from collecting on top of the cap, and that's the first part to go. Unless you do a really intricate face, the cap will always fall through first. Like if you're doing this like a week ahead of time, but we're doing it the night before Halloween. It's just small things like that. You gotta know these things. And I'm also such a pro. I'm going to be free-handing this one.
Okay. One thing I wish we would have done that actually hasn't. You did a couple last Halloween. Was you're kind of a writer in your spare time.
I like to fancy myself as
well.
Somewhat. Oh, watch your drink.
Oh, jeez, yeah. But speaking of drinks, Captain Morgan Black and Dr. Pepper is not a really good combo.
Well, it's better than gin and grape soda.
So he basically drank Dimetapp.
Dimetapp. Well, it kind of had that taste, and I never drank Dimetapp casually, but it's still one of my favorite flavors as a child.
I had this one time I was at work and I had I think the start of a flu, and I brought in a bottle of Buckley's to take as I needed it. Well, I just kept on taking it, and by the end of the shift, towards the end of the shift, it felt like I was moving really fast.
Well, it's like an amphetamine.
Is that what it is?
I don't think there's anything medicinal in it, but I know it can get you pretty cranked up. Like I was of that kind of. I like the taste of Buckley's, and on the bottle it says "use as needed," and like
I just kept on using it.
I just kept using it. That was Buckley's was life. Whenever I used to get sick, I haven't been sick in a long time though. How's that looking so far?
Oh, that's pretty cool.
It's getting there.
That's way better than anything I ever do. I keep it pretty basic.
Yeah,
triangles.
I always liked your pumpkins. There was always kind of a tribal element to it. There was no finesse. It just got the point across. This is a face on a pumpkin. Is that really natural to see? Urgh. Urgh.
How many of your buddies do jack-o'-lanterns?
All of them.
Really?
Of course, there's going to be somebody that just never gets around to it one year to the next. But by and large, I have friends that are pretty big into Halloween in general.
Yeah.
So I know some people that end up doing 4 or 5 pumpkins in a season, and that's a sign of somebody that takes it seriously.
What if someone did absolutely nothing for Halloween?
Well, they don't take it seriously then. They're not as OG hardcore as we are. Like we're a couple 30-year-old guys, and we're carving a pumpkin in the middle of the night.
Middle of the night.
So people can watch us carve a pumpkin. So yeah, I think our pumpkin cred is safe.
I think next year you gotta cut it with a katana.
Oh, you mean like Genji?
Like a Bushido.
Like a Bushido.
Like a straight up Naruto.
Like they carve pumpkins? That's getting good right there. I like this a lot. Because when you get to this point, you can just kind of start shaving and poking. Like, look at that cut.
You're the only one that can see it.
Well,
it's going to be the big reveal.
It's all for me.
Okay, that's pretty good.
It's getting there.
carving a pumpkin in the middle of the night. We are a couple of dateless wonders.
Yeah, we're a couple of classic men of the evening. That's not what that means, but what did you think about the games in general? I mean, we talked about them a little bit, but that's the new thing for the channel this year was gaming. And it's one of those things, I think Halloween games are kind of hard to do, generally, because you and I don't get scared by stuff.
Not really. Well, you know, that one water girl from Inside was about as scary as it got, but, you know, it's like when a scary game comes out, they're done to death. Like a few years ago, they had that Slender Man craze, where every game was Slender Man.
Yeah, pretty much.
And that was just too much. I just didn't care for it by the end of it.
Watch your drink. Oh, I'm gonna punch through. Punch through the stratosphere, man.
But on the whole, yeah, I think I don't really get scared that much. Maybe evidence is otherwise. But, you know, we put in that one game, Firewatch, simply because, well, first off, I wanted to see that in action for a while. But
Yeah.
it's not really a scary game, but it is a haunting game.
And I remember because it was a good game, I think, because the haunting subject is something that's a big part of Halloween that, you know, it's getting taken over by jump scares.
Mm-hmm. It's like I say, you know, if you want to make a good jump scare movie, just make a movie called Air Horn.
Air.
Every now and then, it'd just be like a first-person view of, you know, just day-to-day life, and some little kid would jump out from behind a tree and blare an air horn right at the camera, and yeah, it'll get you to jump. It's not really scary.
Yeah, it's not the deep-seated fears that we all carry in our hearts, but doing the base work here. Turn, knife, turn.
I think that's something worth looking into for.
It's not done. Don't laugh yet.
Okay.
But it's,
Boy, you went full emo right here.
it's getting there. But yeah, you were talking about jump scares.
Well, I was thinking more about the stuff that sticks with you over time. You know, it's like I don't know if I've told my E.T. story
No, I don't think
on the
you
channel.
have.
Well, this is one of the scariest things that I ever went through in my life. I forget how old I was when E.T. came out. I think I was still in the crib or had just left the crib. And in the middle of the night, I was awoken by my mom and dad. I don't even think you were born yet.
No, because E.T. was before I was born.
Mm. And I was in my pajamas. I was woken up, and I said, "Well, what's going on? You know, it's still dark out." And they said, "Oh, we're gonna go see a movie. We're gonna go to the drive-in." Okay. I thought something was off because I was like, first I thought there was like a fire. Or
Well,
something
yeah,
like that.
when you get woken up in the middle of the night,
Mhm.
you know, your mind tends to wander to the worst things.
Yeah. So no, we're gonna go see a movie. Okay. And we go see a movie about some brown little monster that chills out by your bed at night.
It's getting there.
Yeah, it's getting there. And I have a healthy distrust of cornfields because, you know, that's where Elliot first runs into E.T. And God, that scared me. That very same night, I went back to my mom and dad's room when we got back, and I said, "He's in my closet," because, you know, that's where he lives.
Yeah,
You know,
apparently
terrifying.
that's where E.T. lives.
I hate E.T.
Closet.
You know, I think there's a point in the movie where he dies, and I was glad that I won't have to see this thing running around here anymore.
This thing's off. It's been shuffled off. It's time for him to
Yeah.
leave my dreams.
Get out of here, E.T.
How long did it take you to get over that, or did you ever really get over that? Well, I know now you're not scared of E.T.
I'm not scared of E.T., but
aliens.
why would they think that would be endearing to children?
I don't know. You know, stuff like that is so confusing to me. it just kind of tells me that these Hollywood marketers just sometimes just don't understand what's going on. But yeah, they get it right more often than not. I was trying to think of stuff. We do this every year when we think about watching scary movies or we start talking about scary subjects.
Mm-hmm.
And most of the movies that really got to me weren't horror movies. They weren't even really scary at all. They were just more. There was something about them I didn't like. Like Stand By Me was terrifying to me.
There are some scary parts about it.
The scary parts, very honest, open parts about it. Like they're dealing with finding a body. Like, and they're making a weekend out of it. And the thing is they know where it is. So it's like, why are we yucking it up so much? Like this shouldn't be a time for joy and time for celebration.
Well, actually, what freaked me more about Stand By Me was the fact that these are kids, and they have teenagers with cars and knives after them, and one of them is named Eyeball.
Eyeball, and then what was the other one? Ace and Snake.
Ace and Snake and Eyeball after you. Oh, jeez.
Yeah, that'll. It's Kiefer Sutherland. He's coming to kill you. And
who would you rather have on your trail, Kiefer Sutherland or William Dafoe?
Probably Dafoe. At least you can kind of reason with his madness a little bit. He strikes me as a guy that you can catch off guard with a line that he isn't expecting. Kiefer is too dumb, at least at that point in his career, to have really appreciated something like that. Not only that, I'd just like to meet Willem Dafoe once. That's the real side of it.
He might be here to kill me, but at least I met him.
Yeah, at least he was a charming fella. He's never not charming. But when it comes to people, they're scarier to me than monsters, and that's a horrible thing to say. I know that's.
I hate that.
Yeah, I do. I know you hate it. I'm only saying it to really grind your gears. That's about it.
The ultimate monster is always man. No matter what the monster ever did, it's always man.
But when it comes to horror movies, it's like serial killers, which technically aren't horror. That's about as close as it gets for me.
Mm-hmm.
And there were some shows this year that. I'm a big fan of like the first 48. That's about as scared as I get at things.
Mm-hmm.
Beyond that, like not a lot of supernatural stuff really gets me frightened or even nervous because I know it's not real. And that's
I heard you have some sort of a like a black dummy.
Oh yeah,
in your place.
That's my joie de vivre. But vivre. But it's something I could tell now because I've unleashed it. If I've unleashed it, it's already been unleashed now. But I found this little armature, and it's sort of like
a crotch.
Yeah, it's sort of like those things that artists use for proportion and scale and stuff like that.
Mm.
And I found the idea of that really creepy, so I decided to make my own because like the real ones are like $50.
Yeah.
So I took paper mache and I wrapped it around like coat hangers and stuff like that, and made a little stand for it to stand on. I spray painted the whole thing black. And I would just place this at certain parts around workplaces, people who know I can get into their back room without too much worry, set up pranks and stuff. And he's getting there.
It's working.
But no, he's proven his worth over the years.
But it scared you as well.
It scares me still because.
Do you know where he is now?
Yeah, right now he's on my windowsill.
Right.
But I had to do some touching up on him, getting ready for this month, and he was out on the windowsill drying. I had to give him a new coat of paint and bandage up some parts that kind of worn out. And in the middle of the night, I got up and I was like, "Oh man, I'm thirsty. I got to get something to drink. A little cup of water." And I come around the corner, and I have a mirror in my place that I use, spiff up, getting ready for work. And in the mirror, I see this little black figure standing in my windowsill.
In a chill.
It's bad enough when that mirror's in the right spot. I had to shift it once because I'd catch my own reflection in the dark.
No, it's Jeremy.
It's Jeremy. He's come for my blood.
You know what occurs to me right now? If our viewers have made it this far, I think now is a good time to talk about a certain announcement.
What is a certain announcement? What are you talking about, Al? Elucidate them.
There's something going down Halloween night, and we want you to be part of it.
Tomorrow night, we are going to have a certain shindig going down. And it's going to be a lot of fun because it's going to be a traditional, relaxing Halloween night for people that don't have cool, swanky parties to go to.
Dateless Wonders.
Dateless Wonders.
Yeah.
And the Basement Dwellers. But it's one of these. How's that look? Is that looking good?
That looks pretty good. That's actually really detailed.
That works.
Yeah.
For a quick freehand job, I'm proud. But no, tomorrow night, what we're going to be doing is we're gonna enjoy Halloween the way that we like to, and we're going to invite you guys to join in for a quick little slice of that too. Is starting at 11ish Eastern time. We're going to be live streaming on our channel right here. And we're going to be playing some spooky games. We're going to be talking about Halloween memories.
Yeah.
Maybe top 10 lists of best and worst costumes. And there's just going to be shenanigans, candy. We're going to be playing some music, some, ambience. And we're also going to have a little bit of a giveaway too. The first for the channel.
Yeah. So hopefully this gives someone an edge, some loyal subscriber that just doesn't watch the first 10 seconds of a video.
I'm looking at you, Mark. Mark, we need you. We need you, buddy. You can have all the giveaways if you show up.
What are the giveaways?
The giveaways are they're horror games inspired by H.P. Lovecraft. And a couple others that I think people might just want.
Okay.
So throughout the night, as we play games, hang out, and we're probably gonna have Halloween themed drinks. We'll think of a cocktail. We'll post it to the channel just so everyone else can join in on the recipe. People that feel like it.
Or if you just want to get hammered with something that's straight out of a bottle, that's fine.
Yeah, that works too. But we're not here to judge, and we're not here to condemn. All we here on Halloween night is to enjoy the evening and have some fun and get in the spirit of things. Maybe for some people that had parties earlier in the night or had to walk kids around, it'd be a good way to unwind and slow down.
Yeah.
Enjoy some of that candy. But yeah, feel free to join us tomorrow night as we start moving into a new season.
Let's fire up that pumpkin.
So join us tomorrow night, and we'll have some traditional Halloween fun. Brrr.